I just wanted to give you a few tips on how to deal with the heat. Now, obviously in Australia, a lot of us are prone to very, very hot conditions, particularly during the summer months. And right here, right now, it's 38 point something degrees. For you Americans out there, that's over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So I've got a bit of a sweat going on here myself. But hey, look at the plants. They're actually doing quite well, like really, really well. Now, obviously I've got the varieties in here that can cope with the heat. I don't have any iceberg lettuce because that would not be a very good success story. The first tip, obviously, is grow plants that can deal with the heat. And when you're picking out your seeds, just be sure to read the back and have a look at the little map of Australia to make sure that that particular type of plant that you want to grow can actually grow in the months or the seasons that you want it to grow as well. So it's very important to keep an eye out for that. And if you're not quite sure, just give it a go anyway. For the price of the seeds, give it a crack. I've done it in many varieties over the years and been very surprised a lot of the time. Now look at this. Got these beautiful, what have we got here? Choy. So choy, you'd think, maybe they only grow in the winter months or whatever, but no, choy is absolutely perfect for your summer growing as well. And what else have we got here? Coriander. That's another good one. Now, just be careful with your coriander. If you get a seed that is not a slow bolt, these things will just go to seed really, really fast, particularly with the heat. So yes, you can grow them in summer as well, provided you have the right seeds. What else do we have here? The good old tomato. Look at this little guy. Beautiful. Starting to come along really nicely. That's only, I'll put that in there on the weekend. It's halfway during the week now. It's getting some really, really good foliage on that. Should be beautiful. I'll give you a tip on a few more things to do with tomato plants as well. Here we have some, what looks like some rainbow chard, some silver beet. Anyway, looks really good. Nice root system forming there. And you can feel there is a little bit of warmth in that too, which I'll give you a tip shortly. What else do we have here? Rocket. In fact, I grow rocket all year round. Check out that white root system. Just growing absolutely fantastically. Now, if you allow the water to get too hot, what happens is it tends to promote root diseases in hydroponics. So it's a good idea to try to keep the water cool. Now, it's easier said than done, but one good little tip that I have is, takes a little bit of extra work, and to be honest, I don't practice it all the time. In fact, I don't practice it very much at all. But grab a bottle of water, this is just an old soft drink bottle, filled it up with water, stuck it in the freezer, and then I just pop it in the nutrient tank. Now, only after a couple of minutes after placing that frozen water bottle in the tank there, the difference in the water temperature is quite significant. It's actually really nice. It might not last all day. Rotate, keep two in the freezer, and just rotate them. So one day have one in here, the next day the next one, and so on. If you can, try and protect the nutrient tank from the heat as well. When it comes to the heat, I mean the sun. So you could just pop a little cover over it, stick it in a location where it's not getting the afternoon sun as well. And that way, you'll find that the water temperature it won't vary as much, so you won't get those really, really hot temps during the day. And down here on my vertical salad table, I've got a couple of cucumber plants here as well, just at the end with the nutrient tank. And what I'm intending to do there is to train them over and get them to cover that nutrient tank as they grow. So that will create a nice little shady environment for the nutrient tank as well. And of course, the most obvious tip is to move your salad table into a location where it doesn't get that really, really hot afternoon burning sun. For me, I haven't done that. In this case, it's basically just sitting here in the full sun all day long. So yeah, it's still working out quite well, but just experiment. So the heat can be a problem, but only if you let it. Just use these little tips and see how you go. If you've got any questions, don't forget to jump on our website, which you're probably already on there now, because I'm guessing that's why you're watching the video, thesaladtable.com.au. Just going to give you a couple of tips on how to deal with the heat, especially in those really, really hot locations where, it's you can't really grow anything. You can grow stuff. That's what I'm trying to get to. Anyway, I'll start again. I just wanted to give you a few tips on how to grow. I want to give you some tips on how to grow in the heat. Oh God, star jumps. Always makes me feel better. And the really, really cold temps during the night, maybe the cold temps during the night, but anyway, it won't get the really, really hot temps during the day. It's going to be some bloopers at the end of this one, I can tell you. And another obvious tip, oh God, my eyes are hurting, I'm looking straight at the sun. Whew. Need my sunnies on, but it doesn't look very good for the camera. And I'll show you another really, really good tip here too. I'll just turn this camera around if I can. Hang on, how do I turn this camera around? How do I turn this camera around? I think that's a take. Oh, that'll do it.